Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I want to talk about my experience wearing the hijab and how I started. Being Muslim and having to find Islam yourself isn't talked about enough. And I remember in the beginning, I was 16 years old when I started having the love for hijab. And I saw so many videos and I saw so many girls, Allahumma barik to them, wearing the hijab. And I was so inspired because this was the age where I find so much love for Islam. This is around where I had experienced a lot of things in my life. So I had decided to try and change my life as much as possible, and I started praying, and I also taught myself, of course. I was around 16 years old and I didn't know how to bring up hijab in front of my parents. Not only that, also because we are Albanian, and I can tell you, Albanian parents are very nationalist. They care very much about their culture. So I told my parents that I was interested in wearing the hijab, and they were about to go crazy. They did not understand how I would ever want to wear it. And they would say how extreme it is to wear hijab and how it's just not part of a culture, and they wanted me to never mention it again. And for a long time I would discuss all these things with my parents, and I would keep telling them I want to. They would say no, no, no. As long as you live under this roof, you are not wearing the hijab. So I was even starting to plan how can I even move out, because at that age I can't move out, you know. So I had to stay at home and I could not wear the hijab, but I could practice Islam in different ways. I got 17. I started to really again having this love for hijab, having this want to wear the hijab, and I told my parents again I really want to wear it. We would discuss again the same time at 16, and I just knew that if I ever started with it, I need to have patience, because they would tell me, okay, when you get married, but you're never gonna find anyone if you start wearing hijab, etc. And they would just like stress me with all these things and make me overthink so much. And when I was 18, my dad went on his Umrah trip, and I thought, okay, he is surrounded by Muslims and he's gonna see how normal it is, because every Muslim wears this, and he's gonna get used to being around people wearing hijab and people covering up, and he's gonna think, okay, it's actually not that bad. So I thought. So my dad came home, and I remember we were in the car. I told him I wanted to start wearing the hijab, and he got very furious, and he told me never mention this topic again and stop talking about it. And I remember most of the times when we would have arguments like this, with my parents, I would just cry in my bed. I remember telling my friends that I was interested in wearing the hijab, and I remember also some people were starting to talk behind my back because I kept telling them that I wanted to wear it, but I didn't wear it. They didn't know that I've tried to fight for wearing it. They didn't know the struggles I went through. And some people are lucky enough to live in families who accept that you wear it, you know, that they guide you to wearing it. But being the only one in your family, and my grandmother too, alhamdulillah, it's not easy. Then I turned 19. And I've completely stopped thinking about wearing the hijab. I didn't have it in my head. I didn't have it anywhere on my mind. I just completely thought, okay, I've tried for 3 years. I'm not allowed to wear it. I'm never going to be able to wear the hijab. It becomes a very big trend to show hijabi girls they have taken their hijab off. And people would post it with their hijab, without the hijab. Why are people posting it? It's none of their business. But I thought, okay, I want to understand what they're going through. I want to understand their struggle. I just have my different struggle. I'm not even allowed to wear it. And I saw, wow, so many girls, they are losing their love for hijab because all these influencers are taking it off. And so many girls started saying like they have no inspiration to wear it. And I would want to give them advice, but how can I give advice when I don't even wear the hijab and I'm not even allowed? The only advice I would say, be so happy that you're wearing it right now. I've been fighting to wear it for 3 years, still not allowed. And they were like, yeah, but you don't understand. Of course I don't understand your struggle, but you also need to understand how lucky you are to wear it. This is what shows that you are Muslim. Hijab shows that you are Muslim, and you can be such a proud Muslim. It's so easy to say, oh, I'm wearing hijab, you don't understand the struggle. Okay, but you don't understand the struggle of wanting to wear it and not being allowed either. And to the revert girls who are going through all this, I feel you, I see you, I understand you. My family is Muslim, and your family might not even be. I cannot even imagine what you must have been going through. I'm so proud of each and every single one of you who've been struggling with hijab. One day it just came to me, I was online, and I thought, let me order some hijabs. And I also knew, like, I was very scared of ordering hijabs because I knew my mom would probably throw them out. But I ordered them, the hijab came, I went to my room, took it on, loved it. I loved the hijab because all this my parents had said, it's such a big deal, it's such a big choice, it's all this, all that, other, and all the girls taking their hijab off and everything. I was so scared that I'm not gonna like wearing the hijab. I loved it. I had it on. I went to my grandparents. My whole family is looking at me. And my cousin, he even thought I started wearing the hijab. But I said, no, I'm just trying it on. I just wanted to go around. People, in the beginning, they would say, like, it suits you, it's cute. Because they thought I will take it off again. Because I've told them, I'm just wearing it for fun. The first week, I started wearing the hijab. My parents were home, but they didn't really know that I was wearing hijab all the time. I tried my best when I was going outside without them knowing to wear the hijab outside. And so the week after, my parents were going on a trip for 3 weeks. So they were gone for 3 weeks, which I thought amazing. I can wear the hijab for 1 month without anyone telling me different. I was wrong. I was very wrong. This meant that my uncles and my aunties, the adults here, someone even yelled at me about how it's so wrong that I was wearing it and everything. And it was such a big struggle for me when everyone tells me to take it off. And they would say this for like 2-3 weeks. 3 weeks straight, I would cry. I would cry almost every day. Because every time I would go out, if I would go to my family member's house, because we hang out almost every day. If I was going to my family member's house and they would say to me, take it off. And finally, my family here has stopped saying anything about it, but my parents come back and they realize I'm for real with hijab. Mom would say, just wait till we come to Dubai, you will take it off, and look, we can't even go swimming now, and we can't even this and that and this and that. How will you swim, and how will we have fun because you're wearing hijab, and it will be too hot for you and you will take it off. And so I thought, okay, I will take this as a challenge. The thing that went through my head, my 16-year-old self would be so proud of me right now. That's what I thought through almost all of it. My 16-year-old self would be so proud that I am wearing the hijab right now and that I'm even speaking about Islam. This is something that I've always wanted to do. And even if this only reaches 5 people, 2, or even just 1, I will be happy that I could help just 1 person. Because this is the person that I needed when I was my age. I had no one. I only had myself through all this to help myself to be strong in Islam. We went to Dubai afterwards. My dad was actually getting very used to my hijab in Dubai, also because everyone was wearing it again and I was not the only one, and he started to accept it. And even when we came back and my mom would say something about it, my dad actually started defending the hijab, and it made me so happy that he started defending it and he started accepting it. And my mom has also almost accepted it now. It's okay. Her time will come too. And my family, all my family members have accepted that I wear hijab now. They understand that I'm serious about it. And this is obviously my choice. I'm 19. And so, yeah, in Dubai we had so much fun, alhamdulillah. And I am so thankful that I had to struggle with this. Because I know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He rewards people. I know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He sees every effort. He sees every effort made, and people will never understand the effort, right? Because I know some people were back talking about it because they thought I was doing it for attention, but I was actually not. I was only doing it for me. And also the only reason I am making these videos is because this is what I needed to see when I was struggling with this. I just needed someone to inspire me, and I'm trying to be that person that can inspire someone out there, inshallah. And people keep saying, but your dad prays and he went to Umrah and he went to mosque and everything, and your family is Muslim, how can they react like this? This is very normal that your parents react like this, even if you are Muslim. This is what some Muslims go through, but it's obviously not talked about enough, since people still are shocked that Muslim parents can react this way. Some Muslims have to find Islam themselves. My dad, he taught me some small things, but everything I've stepped up, I had to teach myself. I had one friend the person know who the person is, but I had one friend that taught me and was patient with me through everything. Friend keeps telling me like, don't say it's because of me, it's because of yourself and everything, but I really appreciate that person, and I'm so thankful that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put them in my life, even though it was only for a while. And I hope they gain every single reward every time I do any form of good deed. And yeah, I guess this was my experience. I hope I didn't leave anything out. Thank you for watching, and as always, may Allah keep you protected.